And it seems like his intimidation tactics have been pervasive. We spent all week seeing different members getting censured, all in hopes of intimidating and kind of distracting from the Epstein files. And I look forward to my day in court so I can prove myself and actually state the truth. But if this is what Congress is becoming, where they're always trying to intimidate you, scare tactics, especially attacking minorities, black and brown people, then we're going to have to keep fighting for the district. And everybody has been giving me so much support, and we're going to keep fighting until the district gets what it needs, which is fair prices, housing, and fair representation in Congress.
Oh, wow. Distraction from the Epstein files. That's a new one. That is Florida's Congresswoman, Sheila Cherfilus-McCormick, last fall acting like a typical Democrat, deflecting and playing the race card. When asked about accusations that she stole millions in FEMA funds to line her own and her family's pockets, well, a House ethics panel has found that 25 out of 27 ethics violations counts against Cherfilus-McCormick were proven. After a rare marathon 6-hour, oh my gosh, public hearing yesterday, at the center of the charges are allegations that the Congresswoman improperly used $5 million in FEMA funds to pay her family's company, with a big chunk of that transferred back to the Congresswoman and towards funding her congressional campaign. The full ethics committee will meet next month to decide what sanctions to recommend to the House. Florida Republican Congressman Greg Steube posting on X, 27 violations, money laundering, false statements, illegal campaign contributions, hiding financial disclosures, and Democrats still defend this? This is disgraceful. The American people deserve better than corruption in Congress. I'm ready to expel Sheila Cherfilus-McCormick. Wow. Ashley, I mean, this is pretty typical of Democrats. Is this unique? I haven't seen 25 counts before for a member of Congress. What's going on here?
I know, that feels like in the numbers of how many, things they were trying to use against President Trump. Those are the numbers. So we were going there. I felt like, I think that segment we played right before we started was just very telling of her. She talks about, oh, this is a distraction from the Epstein files, and then she uses the word fair. Well, I don't think it's fair to steal FEMA funds from the American people. And, she used a lot of this actually on, spending money for jewelry for herself. And I think her outfit, I wish we had a picture of her outfit from yesterday. It reminds me of an image from when Kamala Harris had a brown suit on. She had this hat, and it's also a resemblance of like Jasmine Crockett. But yeah, I think too, this outfit, she's just unreal, in my opinion. You can't get any more just kind of selfish. You're a member of Congress. You're serving the American people.
Jason, we know about the squad. Is this the fraud coalition in Congress? Who is Sheila Cherfilus-McCormick? I mean, I really haven't heard about her except for this situation here.
Well, she has a couple financial crimes to commit in order to catch up to President Trump, who's committed financial crimes and was, fined almost $500 million for his financial crimes. Not to mention the sexual assault stuff.
I really actually wanted to get an answer to that. Which one of the wing is she in?
Overcharging the government, the emoluments violations, the market manipulation that's going on right now.
Total deflection. I should have known better than to ask a Democrat about to get a straight up answer. I just want to know what part of the coalition she's in.
Terry, what I will say is that if she is guilty of these crimes, and the House Ethics Panel is important. It's not a court of law, but it is certainly important, and it looks like she may have some real trouble ahead for her, and I think that's an issue.
Well, I think it's also
seems like she gets held accountable, but other people who commit crimes can commit felony crimes.
I think that's a stretch.
No one wants to get them out
Here's
of
the bigger thing. We're going to get to what you just said, Jason. The ethics panel's investigation comes separately from federal charges after Cherfilus-McCormick was indicted last fall, alongside her brother and 2 others, for stealing $5 million in the FEMA funds that were used for her campaign and to enrich herself. If you recall, she was then caught editing out a $109,000 ring that was allegedly purchased with stolen FEMA funds from a photo that she had posted for Christmas. Now, Jason, this is indefensible. You can't, everything we all know. The audience knows you're never gonna fool the audience. You can deflect.
When did I defend? I didn't defend.
You just deflected. Deflected.
I didn't. What I said was we should hold everybody accountable for their financial crimes and market manipulation and all the things that occur.
think everyone agrees. And President
you know-
Trump has had an amazing record
But I
on
think
cutting
I
down
have
on
a
petty
he's
for you,
crimes.
George
Curtis.
Santos. The Republicans held him to account, and he was expelled from Congress. Okay,
Yep.
we didn't even actually go through this entire full sort of marathon House ethics hearing process before he was kicked out. So she is being given a much longer runway here to resign or some sort of way to step down, and she has not taken all of these exit ramps to leave her seat quietly. I just have to say, yeah, I noticed the Epstein one thing too. My colleague Bill D'Agostino, he made a video up at least a dozen examples of distractions for the Epstein files. That was not on there. He's going to have to make a new one on there. And, you know, her talk about merit, it's interesting she used the word merit instead of equitable.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.